Angry Birds is adapted from the popular game app about a bunch of birds and pigs just knocking things over. I've only played it like maybe once or twice, and I just could never get into it. And when they announced a movie a couple of years ago, actually, I was like, ugh, just a cash grab for this. I mean, the game sells so much, let's just make a movie. And the movie is about an angry bird named Red, who is voiced by Jason Sudeikis, who just hates a lot of things. He hates people sneezing in his popcorn. He hates little birds knocking on his door. He just hates everybody. And he lives on an island with a bunch of happy-go-lucky, flightless birds that just love everything. And they are visited by unknown green creature. We know them as pigs, and they don't really know that because they live on Bird Island. Everybody else lives on Pig Island. But anyways, they go there and they all form this relationship and they're all a lot of fun, but Red really sees them as a threat. Well, when he actually does become a threat, everybody believes Red and they try to save the day. One thing I must say I did admire about Angry Birds is that it didn't take a cliche storyline. I could have seen this gone a certain way. Red could have done something wrong to where all these things could have happened in place and everybody blamed him and everybody was mad at him and then he had to save the day. We've seen that so many times, but I'm glad they didn't go that route. And that's one thing I did admire about Angry Birds is that it didn't take a cliche storyline and it took a different approach with it. I also did like the animation a lot. The animation was surprisingly really good because when I was watching the trailer, I was like, this looks really corny, and surprisingly, it was really well handled. Also, I thought that Jason Sudeikis was pretty funny. At first, he was annoyed at everything, and it was kind of annoying. Then he got annoyed at the littlest things. I'm like, okay, we get it. You don't like things in life. But then it kind of got funny because he was pointing out the obvious for when the pigs arrived. It was funny that he was pointing out the obvious. No one else was paying attention to it. It was really funny there. And in the end, I really liked Jason Sudeikis' character. Surprisingly, I also liked Josh Gad's character, this little duck, this yellow duck. In the trailer, he annoyed me so much, and he ended up being funny. Even Danny McBride and some of the other characters were really funny in here as well. There was a lot of scenes actually I was bursting out laughing, and I was surprised that I was actually laughing so hard. Because I was expecting going to this movie just not laughing at all, and I laughed a lot. This is a kids movie, a lot of that potty humor, and I don't know if it would be like a family film. They do attempt some adult jokes, but wow. I mean, wow. They just went for it. You know, surprised some of them you have to think about it, but they're in Angry Birds, they just went for it. They just straight out just went with those jokes, and you know, I laughed at them. But I don't know if this would be a family film. I'd view it more as a kid's film because it was targeted towards that like blowing up and kind of farting and potty humor, whatever. That's what this Angry Birds movie was. Is that it was a kids movie. In the end, I guess I liked Angry Birds. It wasn't the best movie ever made. It was a pretty good animated film. The animation was really great. I'm surprised that they didn't go for a cliche storyline. I liked Jason Sudeikis in the end. I really loved the end part of the movie. It was like the video game with the slingshot and all that stuff. Another thing I didn't like is that it's a very simple storyline too, and that it just stretches it out. You could tell that they were trying to go for some material. They were trying to add stuff to the storyline. Because when you have a game of just a bunch of birds and pigs flying around, it's hard to create a storyline, and you could tell they were stretching things out to try to create a movie. So I'm going to go ahead and give the Angry Birds movie a B-. This is Just Watching Movies with his review of the Angry Birds movie, or just the Angry Birds, or whatever you want to call it. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Just Watching Movies for more current reviews, and you stay classy, YouTube.